Okay, we're starting our new and maybe the last kind of concept of the year here. Not this. I mean, it's a unit, but it says find the point of intersection of the lines. So you got these two huge lines, and they cross one another, and they cross one another at this point right here. You need to find what point that is. And this is how you do it. Okay? Because x equals y equals is a point. Start in the middle, and I go right 1, 2, and then I'm right beneath the point. Okay? So 1, 2, so x is 2. Now I'm also up 1, 2. So y is 2, positive 2. Okay, here's my lines. Mark the point where they cross. Now, I go this way, but that's negative. Okay, so negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And this is the x line, so I'm at negative 3. And then I'm not up or down at all. I'm right at my point. So I'm not up, I'm not down, I'm still there. So the y, this way, I'm right in the middle of the y-axis. That's 0. Okay, next problem. This is where they cross. And I'm at 1, 2, 3, but I went to the left, so that's negative on the x line. By the way, this is the x, this is the y. So 1, 2, negative 3 for x, and then I have to move up 1, 2, 3, so y is positive 3. Okay, and the next problem is middle. 1, 2. I'm at 2 on the x, positive 2 because I went to the right. It's like a number line. And then I'm up 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3. Now, if you go down, that's negative for y. Okay, now pause the video and do these problems on your own here. Okay, so like right here, number 2, negative 1, negative 2, negative. Okay, so here's where they cross. So from the middle, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. So x is negative 5. And then I'm down 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now since I'm down, the y is negative 3. Okay, you can do the rest of them. 1, 3, and 4. Okay, and then come back because we ain't done. Okay, this next packet, this can be a little bit challenging if you don't have your crap together as far as graphing, okay? So you see two equations. Your job is to take those two equations, yes, that is a 0 there, okay? And find what the x and y equal. And the way you do that is you graph them and find out where they cross. Now you have to make the lines yourself. So I want to look at this one right here, and you're not doing true false anymore because you don't have greater than or less than. It's only a regular equal sign. Again, I'll emphasize that. You don't do true false because you don't have a greater than or less than sign, only an equals. So that just means make the line. So let's look at this. Here's my graphing things, same as you had before. Here's y, here's x, here's the equals. They're on opposite sides, okay? I'm just going to look at this one first, and then I'll go down to this one. So this here, I would use the slope and the y-intercept to graph. The slope is 1, but it needs to have a fraction, so 1 over 1, and the y-intercept is negative 4. Okay, so again, the y-intercept's vertical, so it'd be down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from this point, I go right one and up one and right one, okay? So up one, right one. Okay, now you're going to need the ruler that's been placed on your desk because these lines need to be straight. They need to be accurate because you're just going to want them to be accurate, okay? So through those lines, make a ruler. I'm going to set the camera down so I can draw my own. And there it is. I don't even really care if you draw arrows on this assignment here. That's not the idea. I mean, you can, but... Okay, now, as soon as that line's drawn, cross that off. Now we're looking at this. Here's Y, here's X. Again, they're on opposite sides. So since they're on opposite sides, I will again want to use my slope and y-intercept to graph that line. The slope is -1. I would put a 1 under it, and the y-intercept is 0. Okay, so if the y-intercept 0, it's right in the middle. And then -1 over 1. Okay, so it's up or down. So it'd be down, and then we always go to the right. I've never gone to the left on a slope. You might have done it, but you did it wrong if you did it. So from here, I go down 1, right 1. Now I make the line that goes through those 2 points. Okay, so mark the point where they cross and circle it. And that point is my answer. So I am 1, 2, and then I'm pretty much there. Okay, if it's in the middle a little bit, just estimate it. +1, +2. So X is 2, and then Y, I'm down. So -1, -2. There you go. If it's not dead on the grid, that's fine. Just guess, estimate, approximate where it's at. Okay, now here are my 2 equations, right here and right here. X is here, Y is here, the equal sign is there, so they are on the same side. So when they're on the same side, okay, the same side, we're going to want to go with this, okay, the double zeros. Now, I'm going to circle that because I'm only looking at that for now. Write that down twice. And then again. X is 0. Dot your -1 and then divide. And 10 divided by -1 is -10. So the Y is -10. Okay. And then Y is 0. We get rid of that. Dot your X and divide by 4. Okay, now 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. That's okay. Okay. That means just 2 and then a halfway to the next. Okay, so the X is sideways. So that is stay and to the right because we are positive, and Y is vertical. So this would be down and stay. Okay, so this point gets graphed. So I stay and I go down 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I need to go by twos. So -2, -4, -6, -8, -10. So I'm at -10. And then X is 2.5, right? Remember, on a table, you always reset at the middle, okay? 1, 2, and you can go by ones here still. Just because you're going by twos on this doesn't mean you go by twos here. 1, 2, and then the middle, okay? Now connect those with the ruler. Okay, then we have x equals 4. Well, this is only x, okay? So if it's only x, we need the table. And only x means 1, 2, 3 for y, and then x will always be 4, okay? So if x is sideways, these are positives, so they go to the right. And y is vertical, these are positives, so they go up, okay? So I go right, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1. Back to the middle, right 4, up 2. Go back to the middle, right 4, up 3. There's already, it runs into the other line, so, and then take your ruler and connect them. Those two lines, they cross right here. Positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4 for x. And then I'm up, so positive 1, positive 2, positive 3 for y. 4 and 3. Okay, my next problem, let's worry about graphing that. It's not that hard, guys. It's not really that hard. You just graph like you've always graphed, but there's two of them, and you find the point where they cross like you did in the other packet, okay? And that's a negative 1y. Okay, so here's x, here's y, here's the equals. They're on the same side, so we use the double zero to graph them on the same side, okay? Now, write that down twice. 1x plus negative 1y equals 2, and then the same exact thing. So x is 0, get rid of 1x. And then I dot the negative 1 and divide. 2 divided by negative 1 is negative 2. Okay, now if y is 0, we can get rid of y. Dot your x, and you can divide by 1. It's still going to be 2. It's still going to be 2. Okay, now we can graph. The x is vertical, is this sideways, so stay and to the right, and the y is vertical, so down and stay. So I stay and go down 2. I go right 2 and stay. Okay, take your ruler, graph that. Now, cross that out once the line's made, and now we're going to look at this one, okay? Okay, here's the equals, and they're on the same side there, okay? So make another table. 0, 0, 0, and then copy that down twice. 1x plus 1y equals negative 8, and again, 1x plus 1y equals negative 8. So x is 0. Dot the 1, just divide by positive 1. That's negative 8 divided by 1 is negative 8. And then if y is 0, we can eliminate the 1y. Divided by 1, and negative 8 divided by 1 is negative 8. Okay, get that out of there. Okay, so x is sideways. That's stay, and that's to the left. Okay, y is up or down. That is down and stay. Okay, so I go stay and down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to the middle, I go left 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and stay. Okay, now connect them. And I mark the point in which they cross right there. Okay. So I'm going left, so I count by negatives when I go left. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Now I'm straight from the point. And then I need to go down, so I'm going to count by negatives there too. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So -3, -5. So this is to show you can take two equations with two variables, two different variables, and find the solution. Okay. Now, we'll eventually be doing this without graphs, but that is a little bit harder. Okay. Here's the first equation. Here's the y, here's the x. They're on opposite sides, okay? Don't even worry about that till you get this graphed. So I would want to go with the slope and the y-intercept. My slope is -1, and it would have a 1 under it. The y-intercept is +3. So y-intercept 1, 2, 3. From this point, not from the middle. A slope goes from this point, from the y-intercept point. Okay, so I'm going down and to the right. Okay, get those and then connect them with the ruler. You need your lines to be straight here today. Okay, as soon as that line's down, cross that out. Don't want to see it no more. And then let's look here. I got a y, I've got an x. Again, they're on opposite sides. So I'm going to use the slope of the line and the y-intercept of the line. So the slope is 1. Put a 1 under it, so it's a fraction, and then +1 for the y-intercept. So I go up to +1, make a point, and then I go up 1, right 1. Okay, up 1, and then there's a point already there, and that's fine. So just circle it and then make the line through those. If you run into a point that's already there from the other line, just circle it and connect. Okay. So here's the middle. I need to go to the right to find where they cross because I already have the point circled. So right +1. And then I'm up, so +1, +2. Okay, my next problem. 1x plus -1y equals 25. Let's look at this one first. Okay, here's the x, here's the y, here's the equals on the same side. Okay, so same, we go back to our double zero table. I write the equation down twice. The same equation down twice. X is 0. Dot your -1 and divide. So 5 divided by -1 is -5. If y is 0, the -1y goes away. I dot the 1, divide by 1. 5 divided by 1 is 5. Okay, x is sideways, so stay, and +5 is to the right. It's like a number line when you're talking about x. Now y is up and down, so down and stay. So I stay and go down 5. That is my y-intercept. Okay, 5, 0. I go back to the middle. I go right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stay. Okay, take your ruler, graph it. Okay, as soon as that line's down, get rid of this and then go to this. So here's x, here's y. They're again on the same side. So I would use my x and y table. So 0, 0. Write it twice. So x is 0, you can eliminate that. dot your 1 and just divide by 1, even though it's the same thing. I'm just getting in the routine. Y is 0. We can eliminate 1y and divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So remember, x is sideways, so stay and to the right because it's positive. Y is vertical, so up and stay. So stay and go up 3, so 1, 2, 3. Then we go back to the middle and I go right 1 and stay. Okay. And if you can't get the lines to actually cross, you did something wrong, because I don't put problems where the y's don't cross. Okay, simple as that. So this is where they cross. So where is that? From the middle. I'm going to count by positives going this way because it's to the right. So positive 1, positive 2. And then I'm down. I count by negatives. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. X equals 2, y equals negative 3. Okay. Next up, circle the first equation. 1x plus negative 1y equals 8. Okay. Here's the equals, and they are on the same side. So that would be using the 0, 0. So 1x plus negative 1y equals 8, and again. So x is 0. Dot it, and then divide by negative 1. Okay, 8 divided by negative 1 is negative 8. Now, if the y is 0, get that out of there, and then divide by 1. 8 divided by 1 is 8. So left or right, that's stay, and that's to the right. Up or down, that's down, and that's stay. So I stay and go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 8, 0. I go right 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then I take the ruler and graph it. Okay, now cross that out. Now let's look at the other one. Here's my equals. Here's x, here's y. Again, they're on the same side, okay? So I write that out twice. So 1x plus 1y equals negative 2, and 1x plus 1y equals negative 2. So x is 0. Dot your 1 and divide by 1, and that's negative 2. If y is 0, get rid of the y, dot your 1, divide by 1, and that's going to be negative 2 as well. Okay, so x is this way, so that's stay and go to the left. Y is up or down, that's down and stay. So I stay and go down 2. Negative 2, 0. That's left 2 and stay. Okay. Okay, this is where the lines cross right there. And from the middle, I'm going to count by positives when I'm going this way. So positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. And then now I got to count by negatives because I go down. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. It's like a pathway. Okay, last one. Here's my first equation. I've got y, I've got x. They're on opposite sides, okay? So with the opposite sides, I use slope and y-intercept. So my slope is 1. Put a 1 under it. And the y-intercept is -1. So, okay, so I go down 1. And from that point, we go up 1 and then right 1. Okay, so I graph those two. They're close together, but at least if there's two, we can put the line that follows the path. Okay, cross out, on to the next one, okay? Here's the y, here's the equals, here's the x. Again, they're on opposite sides. So I would use the slope and the y-intercept to graph it. The slope is -1, put a 1 under it, and the y-intercept is +5. Okay, so +5 going up 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down and to the right. I always go to the right on a slope, never to the left. So down 1, right 1. Take the ruler, connect them. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. So I count by positive 1, 2, 3 because I went to the right for x, and I count by positive when I'm doing y because I'm up 1, 2. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Why don't you try the 2 on your own, please?